Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Rideshare Lisa? What's up, Gig Worker 101? What's up, Part-Time Gigster? What's up, Emily? What's up, Holly? And I'm sure there will be a few more in here in a few minutes. I want to first shout out to Rideshare Lisa, to Gig Work 101, and to Part-Time Gigster for throwing out some super stickers. This is the first time I've actually seen them in a live. Very cool. I appreciate it, you guys. I do put in quite a lot of effort, but I'm not going to ask for super stickers. But if you from time to time feel like popping one in, just like other good content, go ahead. I am not going to oppose it, but I'm not going to ask for it. And I love it though. This is the first time I've seen it. I've been on YouTube for a while, and kind of just it helps me pay for some of the things that I do, the programs I use, the services I use that help this keep going. So I really appreciate all you guys. Let's see. Hi Jackie, how are you? Yeah, so let me roll back a little bit, you guys. I was supposed to start, I know that the time varies, and Holly, if you're in here, don't make a comment because you're just going to say, oh, I don't have a time for Sunday, and it's just get lucky and catch it. It is 10 a.m., 11 a.m. My son is back at school now, so that could change. And I'm trying to find a set time. Gary usually joins me, and it's been hard to coordinate a time that works for him on Sunday. In the beginning, it was easy, and that works for me. So hopefully he'll join us here in a little bit. I do want to say, again, thank you for the super stickers, you guys. I want to thank my Patreon members. I think we're up to about 13 now. And I really appreciate that. Project Dumpling is about to start. And I will bring all the highlight reels here, but I will also be doing the raw videos over on Patreon for you guys to check out. So check that out. I think I put it in. I think I already put the notes in the description here, but if I didn't, I will right after the show. But yeah, keep it going, and let me talk about my car here real quick, you guys. So, the live stream is supposed to start today at 11 Mountain. Sorry, let me go back to Eastern. This always throws people. 1 p.m. Eastern. I had to move it to I don't even remember, 3:30 Eastern, and then I decided to push it to 4. But no, I'm starting early, and here's why: because some God, I want to use a million words right now, but they're all so bad. I'm not going to use any of them. Some person who happens to be an asshole hit my car while it was in my driveway. So I have a 2-car garage, and I have 2 driveways that come right off the street, and then one of the spots is adjacent to the alley. And the alley has never been a problem. I've lived here for 10 years now, and I've never had an issue. I mean, we have our little issues, and we live a little close to Colfax, so hear gunfire here and there, but it's like Tony has mentioned before, that's because Steve's in the ghetto. I'm not in the ghetto. I'm 6 blocks from the ghetto. So, but honestly, I was asleep during it. I don't know what happened. I went out, and because it was on the so my car was parked in the driveway, and then on the passenger side, immediately to the right of the passenger side, is the alley. And somebody ran into the back end of the passenger side of my car. So when I went out to drive my car, I didn't know anything was wrong with it. I got in the car, I turned it on. I was going to the grocery store or something, which is very close to my house, and car started great. Everything ran great. About 2 blocks in, I don't know if you guys have ever had a wheel bearing issue, but you can definitely tell when those are skipping because it feels really weird. But also, I had that same issue a few years back with this car, and they replaced it, and and it was the same wheel bearing. So I don't know. I'm always questionable. It's like my shoulder. It's been operated on twice. This is not as strong as this one. So, due to a snowboarding accident, but they had to go in twice to get all the bone fragment out. So, uh, but it's never going to be the 100% of this one. So, I kind of thought of it in those terms, like maybe even though who knows when it was hit the first time what it actually did to where the wheel bearing. I'm not a mechanic, but what it actually did to where the wheel bearing goes in. But whatever it did, it screwed up again. And thank you, Jackie, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Uh, what's up, Cruise and Dasher? But there might be an issue with the tie rod too. So at this point, I have to not touch this car for a year. For 1 year, a year ago I bought a convention ticket at its entry level lowest price to go to Podcast Movement 2022 in Dallas. And then Jason Thierry, myself, and Lifting with Larry all went in on an Airbnb for the conference, and we're all supposed to be down there this week. The conference is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we have the house from Monday to Friday, and I'm supposed to be there. It's all paid for. My conference is paid for. The house is paid for. I just need gas money, but now I just need a car too. And I'm working on that. And a couple other things like trying to get my dog, making sure that there's a little coverage for the day that he's at his mom's, and who's going to take care of Bodie, and can he do it? So there's a lot of juggling I got to do now because I was already starting to get into the mindset this is going to work out, but I am still trying to make it. So I guess it'll depend on the super chats here today. If you guys get me up to enough super chats for gas money, I'll go. Just kidding. But I will say again, Jackie, Marissa, I need to keep pointing this out because I'm new to this, you guys. Marissa, thank you for the super chat. If you guys are wondering, I was just looking at Marissa. So in case you're wondering if she's real, I would have her come on the camera, but I want you to keep wondering. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, part-time gigster. Thank you, Gig Worker 101. Thank you, Rideshare Lisa. Thank you, Jackie, and thank you, Marissa. You guys, this is great. I really do put in a lot of time and effort, and I appreciate it. I really do. But so I got to get my car fixed. Obviously, it's going to get fixed. It's going to be because there's body damage. There's big body damage, or any body damage is big body damage, but there's body damage. The passenger side back door of my RAV4, and on the passenger side front door, and on my back wheel, there's like red paint marks and some scrapes. So I know they hit the wheel into the car. It was a weird thing, but then it knocked some things loose. So obviously what's going to happen here is I'm going to be paying the deductible. So, we all know body work alone. Well, if I'll try, I might have a picture in a little bit I can pull up here. Hey, Hannibal, thank you for the super chat, my friend. And yeah, the car thing sucks, dude. Especially here's why the car thing sucks most of all, you guys, because somebody hit my car while I was sleeping in my house and left. And it just seems to be more and more that this kind of stuff happens. That oddly, Marissa and I were at a Mexican restaurant, and that happened. And the guy jumped the medium. It was off Colfax, and jumped the medium. It was a couple workers in a truck, and they just gunned it out of there. And I had my phone, but I was trying to pull it out, and I couldn't get it on in time. And then the police showed up, and nobody had grabbed a license plate number. But I almost had it. I was reaching for it, and I was like, nobody else got this. Nobody else in another car got it. But as far as I know, nobody saw this. I didn't even hear it, and I'm pretty close to my room and adjacent. But it's pretty quiet. But my room adjacent to where the car is, I thought I would hear that. I must have been very soundly sleeping. But somebody ran into it, did some damage, and then they just split. And to me, I think we can all agree, that's like one of the worst feelings in the world. You come out to your car, if you've ever had it happen, even if it's just a little nick, and you're like, guy, leave a message. I probably wouldn't even call my insurance because I don't want my rates changed. I might call you and say, look, guy, thank you for the note. No biggie. It looks little, no biggie. If it was just a little dent or, it's just a little scrape, thank you for the note. I might go that route. But if it was something where it really bothers me or something, I might say, hey, listen, neither of us want to go to insurance. I'm not going to scam you, but is there and I would even say, is there a place that a mechanic? Because I do, but I don't want you to think you're being taken. But if you could just get it fixed for me, I'd appreciate it. That's the kind of way I would handle it. But this guy, no, just split. And yeah. Let me see if I can real quick find that picture. I have a couple, but it's not the best one, but it'll show you um, at least what's going on. But yeah, it was a real bummer because on top of the car and what I will have to deal with, it's also the fact that this conference, I've been planning this for a year with Jason Thierry. Right now, he's super bummed. He's like, dude, can you rent a car? He's even trying to come up with good options to help me. Like, dude, if you're not going to drive, we're going to need a car down there. Why don't we see if we can rent you a car from Denver? You drive it down and then drive it back, and we'll split the cost and we'll have a car. So, but I don't think he knows like what the cost on that would be, especially from here in Denver. It's hard to even rent a car. So let me see if I can find this because I do have one picture that should be right here. Huh. Come on. I was sure I did. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Why does it go? Maybe I sent it to Marissa. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I just want you to see this because it won't look as bad as you think, but you're going to be able to tell that it's one of those things where maybe it's that bad. Again, if I'd just seen it, I'd have been like, oh, man, I got to deal with this. Or I don't see Marissa around her. I would ask her if she has it. She stepped out. So I don't know, guys. I know I had it in here, so I can't seem to find it at the moment. All right. Well, I'll work on that later, I guess. Trying to find it for you guys, but okay, one last look, and no, I don't have it on here, which is weird. I absolutely did have it on here. Okay. Well, okay. Anyway, uh, try Turo. Yeah, I'm actually looking for. I'll just shoot you guys straight right now. Marissa and I are trying to see if we can juggle our schedules correctly because she is going to North Carolina to see one of her best friends. She's flying, and she's flying out on Wednesday, and then she's going from there to Florida to see some family for a couple days. So she's gone longer than I would be, and she said just take my car. So that might be an option. Obviously, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take her car, but you know, if it's something I'm looking into anyway. So um thank you, Holly. I am early. I am early to the live stream. That is right. Because I wouldn't want to be late. So again, you guys, one quick time. I'm sorry about the timing of Sunday Funday. If not next week, by the week after, I'm going to talk to Gary and I'm going to see, even if it doesn't work every week, um, a time that he thinks is the best time to jump on and join me, even if it's for just part of it and only some weeks. And then the other weeks, we'll just be open to everybody. And I'd like to get everybody on here. But yeah, I'm going to set a time that will be the same time because my son's back in school now. That was a big part of it. So I hate to wreck everybody's day if this does, but summer's over. If you have kids, you know that. But yeah, I will try and do that. So yeah, my he will have it. Truth. Yeah, okay. I'll have, I might not have it straight by then. Maybe part of Sunday Funday is you guys got to figure out when it is, like an underground, like a speakeasy. Like, find it. What time is it? I don't know. Maybe I won't even put up a post that says it. Maybe I'll just go live and do it at a different time every Sunday. But I know it pisses the algorithm off, so I won't. Hey, Marissa, did you see this comment from Holly? I've got it up on the screen. I was talking about using your car. Wait, truth. What? Wait, I am a huge zombie fanatic. What zombie apocalypse? Just got back from Seattle, aka Zombie Apocalypse 2.0. I think I know what you're talking about because you and I, even though I don't ever talk political, truth, you and I have had a couple political discussions. So I do talk political. I just don't do it on the show and stuff. But I'm wondering if it's political or if it's the way Seattle is run due to all that crap that happened over the past couple years. Yeah, I worked for, I still do. I work for a laser production company. I also work for a penny machine company. I have been to Seattle at least 30 times in my life. So I know Seattle inside and out. I have not been there since the pandemic. I don't know what happened to that city during the pandemic. But, I would like to, truth, if you want to come on, I'd love to hear your Seattle story. Because I am a big zombie fan. I gotta tell you, and I do think, for those of you that I don't have the book near me, but there's a book that you guys got, the survival guide to the zombie apocalypse. I can't remember the writer's name. It's driving me nuts. But yes, they are everywhere. Hey, Truth, come on, join in here. I got to hear about these zombies. This is what we do on Sundays, talk about weird topics. So I'm gonna put a link. Truth, if you would join, that'd be awesome. I want to hear about the zombie apocalypse. Might even have some things to say about it. Hey, what's up, Tony? How are you? Oh, by the way, guys, the Driven Dad. Oh, Tony, you just got here late. I'm not going to go through it all again. I will call you as soon as this is over. But we're starting a thing, Coffee in Colorado. It's going to be Wednesday mornings at 11. If somehow I pull off getting to this Dallas conference like I'm supposed to, even after the car incident, then we might have to push it 1 week and start it the week after. Just FYI, because it would be very tough for me to do Coffee in Colorado from Dallas. But since we haven't started yet, I figured no harm, no foul. But I'm not even sure that can happen yet. There's a lot of factors, and I have about I don't know, 6-7 hours to either put them all together and make it happen, or else if I don't, it's not going to happen. And I got to accept that and move on, which I had already done. But now there's like a little new lifeblood potential. So we'll see. But regardless, you guys, Tony and I are going to be starting a thing called Coffee in Colorado. It's going to be Wednesdays from okay, I always screw this up. So I'm going to always use Eastern time, because whenever I accidentally do mine, or if I'm having somebody on from Pacific, I put theirs. So let me just say I'm going to do an Eastern time. So in Eastern time, it's going to be 1 p.m. to, I think Tony and I decided 30 to 40 minutes ish. We'll see. We'll get our feel for it over the first couple times, but uh, it's going to be 30 to 40 minutes at 1 p.m. on Wednesdays Eastern, and that'll be what, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific. You can do the math for the in betweens, and we're just going to talk about gig work, Colorado, our market, and coffee. Probably not talk too much about coffee, but we will talk. And it's also going to be live. It's going to be on Tony's channel, The Driven Dad. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, because we all do this. There's a lot of people I want to see hit 1,000 subs that I've been saying it about for a long time. So I'm not going to, like, every week. I mean, I might promote this or that, but I'm going to stick with these people for a while. I'm not going to get them all named off today, because Tony's actually getting pretty close, you guys, to the K mark too, to the 1,000. And let's get them there. Everybody in here in the chat, I know is subscribed to Tony. But there's other people watching right now. And if you're not subscribed to Tony, the Driven Dad, check it out. Check out his channel. It's he drives a Tesla, if you don't know. And he takes you through kind of that world, but also the world of rideshare delivery. He still does it all. He's not stuck into one or the other. He does all these. And even his wife, Lisa, the Driven Mom, has a channel, but she specifically said, don't promote my channel till we get Tony to 1,000. So I'm not promoting Lisa's channel, The Driven Mom. The Driven Mom. The Driven Mom. Go subscribe. But really, make sure you're subscribed to The Driven Dad. He's getting close. And I think in the next probably few weeks, it's going to happen. So that said, here is the link. So I'm putting in a link. Truth, if you want to join, and then anybody can join, but I do want to hear Truth's story first, if I could, because I love zombies. Holy crap. Holly, you're at 423 subscribers now? Holy crap. You were at 90 3 weeks ago. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago at the conference, you were at 52. Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations, Holly. By the way, Holly will be appearing on Hannibal and my new show called Forget the Gigs, we're going to go have some fun. No, that's not what it's called. It's called Beyond the Gigs. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about dumpling, last mile services, curry, but we're going to step outside of the app stuff too and tell you guys about last mile services, medical services, deliveries, couriers, companies out there trying to make you real independent models that pay 2, 3, 4, 5 times what these gig apps pay. And we're going to show you how you can do it in any vehicle too. So it might not be Curry. I know a lot of you are waiting on board with Curry. I did put a thing out saying that Curry is now getting into the bringing people on who really have been on the wait list for about a year. So I would suggest to everybody to open the Curry app, see if anything's changed, check your email, check your junk email, see if you got anything from them. If not, maybe even uninstall the app, reinstall it, go inactive, and then just whatever you can do, let's relog in and see what happens, because you might have got pushed through. So or you might be very close to getting pushed through. So showing the activity of the deletion won't mind, but the re-download will show. And if you re-download it, they'll show that, okay, he is active, he just did this, so maybe you'll get back on there. So oh, was it literally that? So okay, what she's talking about, guys, if you don't know, is Holly did, was it a short? I watched it, but I can't remember if it was a short or if it was just short and it was like 2 minutes, or if it was an actual short. But Holly did a video on her channel. You can check it out. That says that talked about. Well, I don't want to use a name, but I'll just say this: a person who has a channel based on being homeless in their car. Holly found out some real information on that and put out a video that kind of called it out. I don't know if she did her follow-up video yet. I've been super busy trying to figure all this crap out that's happened to me, but I did a short and 3 regular videos. Okay, there we go. So go to Holly's channel and check it out, because this, who she's talking about, you might know, and you need to watch her videos, because don't give money to this people or to this person, because at least if the facts are right, don't do it. I've watched a couple things on the person's channel. I don't want to say because I just don't know, but supposedly Holly has some like real intel. So go watch her videos, see, because in case you're watching them, be careful. It's not somebody in our gig economy crew, or in even the community, but yep. So, Cruise and Dasher, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that. You know, I don't know how long you've been listening, but you have been a very active user since you've been listening. I don't know. I don't think you ever listened to the audio podcast. I think you've been listening since I came onto YouTube, but I'm not even sure how long you've been doing that. But I really, really appreciate that, my friend, because you're somebody who puts good questions out. You make comments. And again, guys, to anybody watching right now and not in the comments, maybe you're just working, maybe you just never comment. But if you do comment, and as Pedro has said before, oh look, it's the Blue Wrench Gang, because everybody has a wrench on my channel. Because once you comment, if I know you, I'm giving you a wrench. If other people know you and I've seen your name, I'm giving you a wrench. The reason I do this isn't because I need more mods. Everybody's already, if you were to try and get into this room and spam it, you would be sniped so quickly by these mods right now, even that I'm looking at. So I'm well protected that way. Although, you know, just in case, it's nice to have that ability. All I ask is that you don't ever time anybody out. You know, you don't, unless something's so overboard. But yeah, otherwise, you know, I like people to be able to look up other people's channels. I like people to be able to post links, all kinds of things. So, truth. Hi. Okay. So what happened? It's
I was in Seattle.
Okay.
I saw this. Very beautiful. And of course,
Oh, I saw that. I saw the right at the bottom of the needle. The glass thing, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
pretty awesome. He's got other ones too, but that one is really cool. It's big too. Lots of rooms.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, like,
So,
I don't know.
The zombies.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. The zombies in Seattle are like no other zombies I've seen.
See, here right away when you say zombies, here's what I think of is, I don't know if you were out in San Francisco or the Bay Area in the 90s, but there used to be or there still is, the Tenderloin, and everybody in the Tenderloin looked like something out of Walking Dead. But that was because they were all heroin junkies. And so they were just like walking around dragging a leg, missing an arm, all kinds of, and they weren't army vets. They like blew up a lab in their trailer and of tweak and lost some limbs. You know, like that kind of story. You know, they just don't care. They were just drug addicts. But
well, in Seattle,
yeah,
they're not heroin addicts, although I'm sure there's some. mostly meth addicts. And I stayed in Belltown, which is the same part of the city that has the Needle, has the Amazon Globes. Videos of all of that in my version are on my channel. I went there also to see a Lane Staley concert tribute. 20 years since that man left this earth. God rest in peace, Lane Staley. It was a great concert. But there's some weirdos there. When I first
Was it at the Paramount?
No, it was right there in my hotel.
Okay.
That's why I stayed there, because I figure if I get wasted
Yeah.
at the concert, I just walk upstairs, which I
You
did.
can at least find the elevator. I've always
That's
had
right.
that theory too.
No, there's no elevator. You have to walk up the stairs. You're on the second floor. You have to walk up the stairs. So there's no way around that. You can stumble up the stairs, but yeah.
Right.
So I got to Seattle. My plane landed about 10:07 on Wednesday morning. After getting lost in like Denver, your airport sucks to get lost in. I got lost there. Just
Did you get on the train?
The what?
The underground train. Is that why you got lost?
No, I got lost in the airport. I flew to Denver from here, so it was a connection I had there. Okay. So I had a 2-hour layover in your airport, and to get to my connecting flight, I got lost. Your airport's huge.
Huge. That's why I was wondering, because we have the concourse, or the whatever you call it. Is it the concourse when it's the main hub? Yeah. And then we have gates A, B, and C, which are all different buildings. And from to A gate, you can walk from the concourse over. But to A, B, and C, you can take a train. And to B and C, you can only take a train. You have to go downstairs and take a train.
I don't remember taking a train. We just took.
You must have been in A gate. You must have landed in A gate.
Probably. I still have my tickets, but they're not here.
Yeah, because if you didn't, there's no way out of B and C gate without the train.
Oh God, yeah. See, then you know what I really wanted to see, and this is okay. I flew into Denver before the new airport, so that was what? Good Lord, it was 40 years ago.
Stapleton. I actually live 2.5 miles from the old control tower. They still haven't taken it down. They made it into a restaurant. Yeah. Like everything else, every other sign of the airport's gone, because the airport that Truth's talking about used to actually be almost downtown Denver. Like where you landed, you were almost downtown. And now they've put it like 30 miles out.
You don't see the mountains when you fly in. That's what I missed. When you
were looking out the wrong window. You can see the mountains. I must have been in the wrong window.
I was really wanting to see the mountains. And then I was hoping to see Lucifer, but that was, I wasn't there long enough to see him. You know who Lucifer is.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course. We all know who Lucifer is.
Not everybody.
Well, so what she's talking about is there's a Bronco that's painted all blue, and when you come into the airport, it's right there. It's huge, and its eyes light up red even in the day, but at night they go to 5 times as bright. It's crazy. It looks very scary. And Lucifer was built by an artist, and when they were putting it up where it lives, Lucifer fell on the artist and killed him.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't know that. Oh, that's one devilish.
So he built it. They had scaffolding. They built it in a terminal or wherever, in a gate or hangar or wherever they did it. He did it for a long time, but when they moved it to where it goes, he was there for the launch, the official launch and unveiling of it, and it tipped over and killed him.
Oh my God.
So there's more to Lucifer than you know.
I always thought it was the devil horse.
Yeah, well, it is, and I'll tell you this: this is another crazy fact. The original eyes for Lucifer were like they looked like crystals, and there was a blue light that came out of them, and it actually did these little beams that didn't go too far, but you were supposed to see them. They changed it to red after it killed him.
Oh, that's not a coincidence.
No, it's, I mean, just, and
Just say
again,
it.
you guys, like, if you at all have ever heard of a conspiracy, believe in any, look up the Denver airport and put conspiracy.
Yeah.
You will find some
Yeah.
weird stuff that honestly exists. I've found it all because after I saw stuff like that, I'm like, is that really in there? Yes, it's
What
all
about
really
those
in there.
murals, man? Those
They're all
freaking,
in there.
oh my God. See, I didn't see them. I must have been in the wrong concourse or whatever.
Well, the thing about the murals is, first of all, it's crazy that you didn't see them, but I passed by them a million times too. I had to figure out where they were, but they're the size of, like, they're like, I mean, they're not small. They're like 15 feet wide by like 10 feet high. They're very big,
Mm-hmm.
and and some of them are right next to each other, but they placed them somehow in places, even in the concourse, where you walk by them and you just don't see them. I don't know why, but once you know they're there and you go and you're like, why did I not see this? And they're very obvious, and
Yeah,
they're not hidden in weird spots. They stand out right where all the people are. But I mean, there's like ones of like gas mask people,
Mm-hmm.
like, and women carrying their babies up a cliff and walking off it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then there's no story to it. There's no little plaque at the bottom. It's just that, and it's up, and you're like, what the heck? And it's a bunch of New World Order stuff. Free
Mm-hmm.
there's a Freemason thing in the floor that
Mm-hmm.
people used to say that doesn't exist. It exists as soon as you walk into the airport. It's right there. It's not even hidden. They didn't take it out. It's right there, and it says Freemasons. And if I remember right, it says uh, something about openness or look out 2080. Like, it has a year that's in the future that says look out or openness or something, that it suggests something in 2080 is going to happen with the Freemasons.
I'll be
And
dead
I won't
somewhere.
even get into the Freemasons. If you guys don't know about them, maybe look it up,
Yeah, look it up.
because
It's
there's a
for
lot to the
real.
Freemasons.
It's for real,
It's
man.
but there's also other things too. You know, they built the airport twice. I don't know if you know that. So they spent, I mean, you've seen the airport, you can imagine what it costs. It costs as much as any of the most modern airports there are. It was huge expense. They built it and then they said, "Oops, we screwed up." And then they brought it up and built it above it, leaving these 30-foot rise ceilings with tunnels underneath that nobody knows what they're being used for now. And if you were flying up, and if you're flying above Denver Airport, they don't like this to be known, but it's out there, is that if you look at the runways, it's not, there's not even little
Shaped like a
runoffs.
swastika. Swastika.
It's a swastika.
Yep.
I mean, there's some weird stuff going on at Denver Airport, you guys.
What
And
about the tunnels
we are
underneath?
not racist people here at all. I don't get why. There is a theory, you guys, if you want to deep dive the conspiracy on why they built it twice and why these tunnels exist, that these tunnels are put there in place to get you down to NORAD in Colorado Springs, which is 70 miles away, without
Mm-hmm.
you having to come above ground. And a lot of the conspiracies say those are nuclear proofed tunnels. So, like, if the president or any of that, the closest airport to fly into is Denver to get to Colorado Springs, which is where the Air Force Base is and where NORAD is, and that's where the president would go in case of a absolute emergency. If any of you ever saw the game, I know Truth and I are the same age-ish, but a lot of you might be
Ish.
younger. But I would even imagine you younger people saw the movie War Games. If you ever saw the movie War Games with Matthew Broderick and back in the day, um, that mostly takes place at NORAD. Like, it's in Cheyenne Mountain. It's in a mountain. It has like triple locking doors that cannot be even opened, like, with shooting, whatever. I mean, these things are proof. But they can hold like 7,000 people down there. So it's equipped to be a city, really. But there's people working in it every day. Yeah, that's right. So if you guys have Netflix, Tony lives in Denver too. He's pointing out that now they use NORAD but they don't use the real NORAD because they wouldn't let you in there. But they use NORAD as the storyline behind Space Force. Steve Carell's new Netflix show, Space Force. is all based around NORAD stuff, so it's pretty funny. But I don't wait. What is this? Cheyenne Mountain has 2 of the. Okay. Wait, no, it doesn't, because 11-mile reservoir, and you got up by Winter Park, whatever that one is. And you got Lake Frisco. I don't know what you're talking about, or which lakes you're talking about, Tony, but I'm sure you've lived here a long time. I'm sure you got it. He's talking about a lot of this stuff. And okay,
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's
I've
saying,
got my
yeah, like
tab.
I didn't even know about this. Like he said, there's a
Mhm.
Mayan temple in there too. I've never seen that one. I've seen a lot of stuff. Or it looks like you're at the top of a Mayan temple.
I may have to go out to Colorado and check this stuff out. I want to check out Lucifer, man. I want to have that beach on my freaking video.
Yeah.
But
To those that want to Google it too, it's a sad story. This guy was a amazing artist. He could, if you see Lucifer, you can tell why. It's a very huge piece. He did it alone. Those kind of huge pieces just have to be insane to do that. And the weight of this thing, I mean,
oh, that just freaks me out.
The fact that it killed him is just creepy as all.
And then they changed the eye color to red. Hello.
I know, and that's very Denver. And I don't mean that like, oh, he died, let's make the eyes red. They're not like mean, but they have this weird way of like wanting to, let's honor him with hell eyes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Lisa said,
dude,
how old was
I don't.
Lisa said, how old was he?
I'm not sure. Lisa, here, I could probably pull it up though. Lucifer. Because yeah, it was clear. It's crazy. But it is beautiful though. I will give it that. Wait, Lucifer's story. Okay, there it is.
Lucifer.
Yeah, it came up as Lucifer horse, Lucifer story.
Of course, if I had to come in here and talk about, I haven't even mentioned the zombies yet. We started in Colorado. We're stuck there.
Okay, so Louis, I hope I don't get his wrong here name. Louis Jimenez is the sculptor and artist who designed and created Lucifer. Was tragically killed in 2006 after an enormous section of the sculpture fell and crushed his leg, severing an artery.
I'm trying, Lisa.
So as the story goes, while the artist was working on his now famous Blue Mustang, his largest commission piece to date, and a commission from the city of Denver to be placed outside of the recently built airport, a section of the 32-foot tall, 9,000-pound cast fiberglass sculpture fell, killing him.
9,000. Oh, man. See, now if you ever go to Seattle, before we get out of this weird stuff, be sure to check this place out. It's called the Biscuit Bee. I'm not going to say the word. I don't want it flagged, but yeah, that's.
Hey, it's a restaurant. Check out the Biscuit Bitch.
The Biscuit Bitch, yeah.
If that gets flagged, I'm sorry, guys, but that's a restaurant's name.
It is actually a yeah.
Sorry, like that should not be flagged. That's called permitted.
I went there. Now this is gonna freak y'all out. I hope anybody, if you're easily offended, you might want to go ahead and mute me for a second, but this is the story. I've actually spread it around the gig community a little bit because I went up there and I met Omer too. That's another story. But the first day I landed, I have a friend named Rachel. She and I knew each other in Michigan when I lived in Michigan. I moved to Ohio 10 years ago. She moved to Seattle 5 years ago. I haven't seen her since. So she's like, oh yeah, let's go have breakfast. So I finally get into Seattle, another cluster F. Yeah, Susan gets lost in Seattle as well. So I get to Seattle, and my Uber driver or Lyft driver, Uber's too expensive there. My Lyft driver, I programmed the hotel like a day before, right? I'm looking, this is the right address. You know, when that man took me to Seattle, he had his address for my hotel was a block away. I said, okay, cool. I'm walking up and I'm asking some random dude on the street, where's First Avenue? So I get down there and I drop my stuff off because my room was
Wait, why did he drop you off at the wrong place?
because that's what he had. I don't know how he got screwed up,
You
but he
didn't
did.
look out and go, this isn't it, bro.
I told him I looked at it while we were riding up there. I looked at it and I said, bro, I said, I'm on First Ave. I'm not on Second. Your thing says, and he still dropped me off on Second Avenue. So whatever,
Yeah.
you do the best you can. So I get there, drop my stuff off. My girlfriend's waiting across the street. We're like, oh, we're going to walk up to that place. We walk up there and it's really good. You have to sit outside and eat al fresco. It's a beautiful day in Seattle, a little muggy, but no big deal. We were sitting there eating. Okay, this is where it gets gross. Anybody's offended, please. I'm just warning you. It's a warning. Okay.
Let me rephrase that. This is where it gets good. Don't use this.
This is how you know my first day. I wasn't even in Seattle a couple of hours. I see my first zombie. This guy is sitting at the bus stop directly across the street from where we were eating breakfast, ingesting food. And this guy, my friend's like, that guy across the street at the bus stop? I said, yeah. She goes, he's masturbating. He's got his hand down his pants and he's masturbating. I'm like, oh, dude. I look over there and I said, oh my God, you're right. And it's like, oh, this is so.
Oddly, like not as much as obviously like Vegas or a New York or I guess even Seattle. Do you see that? But I've seen that here on Colfax, here in Denver. And Colfax is the busiest street. Yeah, but once you start going east, it's weird. Late night when I'm doing rideshare, I've seen people out at the bus stop with other people there jacking off. And the other people are like standing way away as a group. Like kind of together, like if we have to, we'll take him.
Yes, that was my introduction to the zombie number one. Only a zombie would do that because he was like zoned. He was like this, hand down his pants. He's just sort of looking dazed. He was zombied.
Yeah,
zombified.
I would say you're right when you said that probably tweakers. That sounds like a tweaker thing. Like you're so out of it, because you don't even realize you're in public, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You're just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna do this. This feels good.
Oh yeah. So we get done. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. So I'm like, and I was told later by Omer, he said, you can walk on, because I walk around when I was there. I only used where I was in a car or anything that was motorized when I was taken from the airport to my hotel and from my hotel to the airport. Every other way, I was walking Seattle. I did not take any lifts. I mean, I didn't take any scooters or any bikes or nothing. I walked. It's very
cool though.
So.
Yeah, especially
my little Apple Watch was doing very well in Seattle. I knocked out.
For those of you that haven't been to Seattle, it is like down by the water. It's flat, but as soon as you walk away from the water, like it looks like it's uphill, but it's deceiving. And I hike and all this stuff a ton. It's actually pretty uphill. It's deceiving how it looks. It doesn't look like okay, that's not too bad. It's pretty brutal going up that hill.
Hill.
And up that hill is like everything. to leave the water, you're going up a hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I like Seattle though. It's too bad the city has turned into what it has.
That was the first zombie. Then I walked back to my hotel and there's this, actually nothing happened that night because I was like, I'm totally zombed, from traveling. So I saw my friend. Omer's texting me. He's like, how about lunch tomorrow? Cool. Okay, fine. I got time to go back to the hotel. Had some beautiful, they're called San Juan. If you're a fan of hard seltzer, San Juan's very good. It's actually brewed in Seattle. I was drinking a few of those. And I woke up on Wednesday, sunny day. It was Omer day. And I'm like, I'm going to walk up to the Biscuit Bee again. Now, you understand, huh?
Well, I was going to ask you, when you were at the Space Needle, did you go to, I can't even remember what it's called, the music thing. It's huge.
Mopop.
No, it's like it used to, it has the Jimi Hendrix Experience in it, and the Nirvana,
Yeah,
all the
that's
people that,
Mopop. No, yeah, Mopop is
is that what it's called?
Museum of Pop Art, I think.
Okay. But it's like right at the bottom of did you go in it? It's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. I've
Some
been to,
parts were and some parts weren't. I went at the end of the day, so I had to sort of rush through it. But it was, I was filming, and you're not supposed to film, but I still filmed.
I mean, I know you're in Ohio. No, you're not in Cleveland, but I know that I know that theirs is better. Theirs is the big one.
Yes, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, you walk into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I don't care if you like, love, hate, don't respect the Grateful Dead. Right when you walk in are all of Jerry's guitars right there. It's pretty awesome. I gotta say, like it's quite a thing to walk up to those and see if it, just to see, even if you know the stories of Jerry Garcia and you're not, you're just not into that. There's so much behind that story that to see all those guitars is pretty amazing. I don't know. The whole museum is amazing, but if you're ever in Cleveland and you forget that it's there, visit it. No, we gotta go back to these zombies.
The zombies. So after that first experience with the guy at the bus stop, I'm like, I ain't going out at night. They're probably all out there. So the next morning, I'm like, okay. I look up the Biscuit Bee because I went there. It was later in the day. It was like noon. I'm like, oh, it says they open at 7, right? Oh, cool. So I'm like 10 minutes to 7. I'm walking around going up there, and it said, hey, bitches, we open at 8. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm walking around, I mean, they're like these, I'm not kidding you, the zombies are out. They're like, they get up early. I think they're half breeds or something.
It depends where you are, too. It depends in Seattle where you are. Because some places they'll push them out of, like, down by the market. They don't let that happen.
Oh, they were,
or at least they didn't used to. I shouldn't say anymore because I don't know what's happened since the pandemic. Seattle seems to be a real mess since the pandemic. But that market area used to be very protected. In fact, like there's a book out there. It's an easy read. I think it's like you could probably listen to it for free on YouTube, or it's like 80 pages, and it's an amazing book. It's called Fish. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's just spelled like you think, FISH, and it's about working as a team. It's like a team building book for companies, and it's actually been used by Microsoft and some of the biggest companies in the world to train their people on how to do teamwork. Because if you ever walk into the fish market, they have a way in words where they throw a fish, and then another guy's catching it, another guy's wrapping it. They have this system down in the market where did you go in the market? You didn't go in the
market? That was too far of a walk after walking to the Needle and walking around. I'm like, oh my God. I'm used to walking, but not the hills.
Yeah. Well, the market isn't that far off, is it? I mean, the market's only 4 or 5 blocks from the waterfront.
It was further than the Needle was from me. The Needle was about a mile.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of were in that area.
And it was there construction too.
Was there still a car wash there that had a pink elephant? Did you see this big sign with a pink? No, I mean it's by the Needle. It's like a block from the Needle. And it's like it's a crappy old car wash, but it has this pink elephant and the trunk moves a little. No. I don't know. Because that when you were saying zombies, like that used to be a zombie hangout. That was like homeless hangout. It was a bad little place, but maybe they knocked it down. I don't know.
They might have. They're building a new ferry dock over there because they're going to have the Alaskan cruise ships coming through.
Right. Yeah. Well, they have a ton of cruise ships already stop in Seattle. So, did you do the underground tour?
I think I'm going to have to go back.
You are.
3 days is not enough. I want to see the island. So
if you guys want to check out something cool, go to undergroundtour.com and you will see what the Seattle Underground tour is all about. It's pretty weird, I gotta say. Like, I don't do all these things all the time, but I have done this one. It's really crazy. It takes you through all the old. You're going through all these old, like, and I mean, they're tight too. Like, these, how they used to get around Seattle. Like, I don't know. It's kind of creepy. It's not one of these like tours where it's just like 5 minutes. It's like, oh yeah, this tunnel, bye. Like, it's pretty cool. But it's yeah, it's a little creepy. You know, like so I'm just trying to see. So yeah, the
I was reading what Dad said. I never went there, and that's in Dayton, I think, what he's talking about.
Ohio's Air Force and Plane Museum.
Dayton, I think. I could be wrong.
Ohio's Air. Wait, Tony. Ohio's Air Force and Plane Museum is far better than what? Than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know, man. My grandfather was in World War II and was a bombardier, and lived through it. He was uh, you know, he was a decorated hero, and his plane's been shipped around a little bit. It's at the Smithsonian right now, actually. But I don't know that I know which one you're talking about. Boeing's museum. Okay, is it in Cleveland? I don't know it. But if you're comparing it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't know how you do that, because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is awesome on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to appreciate rock and roll. So if you don't like rock and roll, I can see why you would like that better.
I totally love RRHC or RRHF.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid, truth, that people, maybe as music is progressing into whatever it is now, you know, that people aren't gonna that like Tony's saying, like, maybe that's not as big a deal to some younger people. Like, I don't care. Who's Jimi Hendrix?
Well, I did take a
You know, I mean,
picture
I just
of
wonder
Chris
if that's part
Cornell.
of it.
You guys know that, right?
What's
In
that?
front of the Museum of Pop Culture, I think, or Pop Art. I'm not sure which one. What's
Right, because it has that crazy ceiling too, if I remember. It's like all silver and it does weird shapes.
Well, Vicky Cornell commissioned a bronze statue of Chris in front of it. So,
Oh, okay.
and I love
Yeah.
Soundgarden, so I took a picture of it.
That's I guess that's the cool thing about when I was saying it's really cool, guys. I'm talking about because it does a yeah, truth might be right in the way of, like, yeah, compared to the rock and roll, it's not much, but it hits on a lot of things a little bit, but it really nails the Seattle culture. So I will say, if you've ever been you know, if you've ever liked any of the emerging Seattle bands, and there was a lot of them, you know, Soundgarden, uh,
They have a
Nirvana,
whole room on Nirvana.
right? Jimi Hendrix. I mean, you
Them
know,
too.
Pearl Jam. Even I know Eddie Vedder was from Southern California, and they used to have the guy from the original singer from Pearl Jam was the guy, or they wanted the guy from I can't remember, Mother Love Bone. In fact, I think some of the players from Pearl Jam were from
Mother
Love
Love
Bone.
Bone are in Pearl Jam. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he died of an overdose, the guy from Mother Love
Correct.
Bone. Yeah, so there's a lot of bands from Seattle. You might not even know her from Seattle, to be honest. Like, and this museum really does a good job of, hey, this is Seattle. You know, these are our musicians. But maybe the rest of it, yeah, maybe it's, you know, it's not the same as Ohio. But that part I liked. I just liked how it represented Seattle. I don't know. I enjoyed it. But I always enjoy things that are music. You know, if it could be kind of like, even if most people walk out and go, it was okay. I usually walk out and go, that was awesome. Whereas I'll go other places and go, I'll go to the Space Needle and go, that was okay. You know, but like, I'll go to the thing next to it and you know, this museum, and I'm like, that was awesome. Like, to me, it's just what you like, you know. I don't know. I've like, to me, if you're gonna go down to that area, you have to go to the Space Needle because you just do. I mean, you're there. But right at the bottom of it are some other things you have to hit, like Like when
Truly.
Truth was showing, yeah, that glass exhibit is amazing. This guy's
Yes.
amazing. If you've seen his stuff before, or even like he had a place in San Francisco that they would do 3 times a year. They would do his show. Even that was like a limited selection. The one up in Seattle's been there for about 9 years now, 10 years, and it's not going anywhere. And it is the biggest showcase of his work. It's amazing. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you. Yeah, the party's over, Ellen. So sorry.
Congratulations. I didn't know either. I've been freaking getting ready for Seattle and then being in Seattle and
Yeah.
doing Seattle.
It just happened last Friday, Saturday.
I was in Seattle.
Yeah, was when it was like I was watching the numbers run, and I was actually a little concerned because I'm like, I don't get what's happening. And I called a couple of people who were like, that's just what happens. I'm like, me being the investigative type I am, I was like, that's not a good enough answer. So I kept asking until I got to Kim and Kim's side money. And I was talking to Kim, and she was like, no, that's what happens. And she fully explained how it happens. Like when you get near 1,000 and they see that you're getting multi interactions or mentioned on other channels and things, they might pull you through quicker. And that then they expose you to the bases of the people that follow you way more than you have been. So like if the top 10 people who follow, let's say, Ellen, they might put her, all of her top base people in show mine in their feed, which I've never been in their feed before. So there's a time of like 48 hours where you pick up, I didn't make, Kim said she's like, ride that train, just sit back and ride it till it ends. But honestly, like I got to, I went from like 880 to like the next morning I woke up, it was like 920 something. And then it went, and like 24 hours, it went to 1,080. And so I was like, how did that happen? I've never had that growth. And that's when it was explained to me that you're introduced to a whole new group of people that don't see you in their feed. And so you get a bunch of subs during that time. But I'm still trying to figure it out anyway, what happened and how you deal with all this. Because now, do realize this, and I'll mention this quick, people, if you're not monetized, once you get to over the 1,000, get monetized because you have the options. Like I'm not running ads during any of my videos. So if you go back and watch a video, you're not going to see ads. I chose not that. But I'm running an ad at the beginning. Now, I'm over 1,000. Sometimes even before they can run an ad. But over 1,000, they're going to run that ad anyway. Whether I choose to say I want it monetized or not, they're going to still do it because I'm over 1,000 now. So why wouldn't I take my little piece of money? Because you can skip the views. I put that you can skip them. You don't. It's not a force to watch. It's one of those 5 seconds skip. But if you watch it for 30 seconds, it gets me a little bit of chump change, and So, I would say that like if you like a creator and you notice, if it's all through the video and you need to skip them, I totally get that. I'm not the biggest fan of that either. But at the beginning, if you can watch a 30-second video, you just helped earn your creator friend a little bit more than a nickel. They'll get a little, they get like 15 cents or something, 10 cents instead of 5. But regardless, my point is it's going to be monetized and Google's going to keep the money unless you say, no, I'll take my part. So you're basically saying, I don't want my part of it if you don't monetize it. Now, you don't need to like me. I'm just being careful. That's why I'm going through it slow. I'm not monetizing everything and putting ads everywhere. I don't want it to be annoying. But in the beginning, there's no reason not to because they're going to be run anyway. And you might as well get your piece of it. You got to 1,000. It's not going to be a lot, but take your piece. So zombies. Any more? What's up, Tony?
Hey, I just wanted to clarify. Not trying to compare the plane museum to the rock and roll museum, but
you absolutely did, Tony.
Boeing's museum for planes in Seattle, or SeaTac, is not as good as Ohio's Air Force Museum.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I thought, what are you
because
talking about?
because you all were saying Ohio has a better rock and roll museum, so I was like, also Plain Museum is better in Ohio too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about the one in I don't even know about the Boyne Museum, so I don't know. I don't know what I would. I don't know. I don't think my expectations would be high going to the Boyne Museum. I think
It's
I would
it's
shoot low. I'd be
decent.
like, okay, they're gonna show me a plane. They're not gonna let me like ride the G-force thing or something.
Have you been to the one in Lowry?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's the SeaTac one's better than that one for sure.
yeah. Well, that's pretty easy, but
Is that bad?
well, no, but it's not that good.
I mean, it's got a
It's
little
a
bit of history.
it's a field trip. It's there for field trips. 5-year-olds like it.
Or plane buffs.
Yeah, I know. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, like most of you probably don't, but Tony probably does. Like 10 blocks from my house is a United testing facility, and in there, all they have is the G-force spinner, the
Yeah,
thing
my
that
wife's uncle
where your
works on
face
those.
goes back and you come out
Oh,
like lost. Like they're testing you to make sure you can do reentry and all this stuff, and if they're in emergency. And can you control the plane during reentry? But it looks like one of those. It looks like something at an amusement park where two things are sitting, and it's whipping you around quick. But I mean, we're talking 100 times the speed of an amusement park.
Yeah, my wife's uncle is a mechanic for those simulators.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They oddly they used to have windows on one side, and you could watch it when it was on. It was like it took like 200 windows because they were small windows to do it. But you could be standing on 35th Street and watch it go around. And then they brick walled it off. Maybe they had an accident or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks all top secret now.
Yeah.
I think they're probably protecting themselves, but like all the airline pilots go there to train.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Yeah. All the United ones, correct?
All different brands. Like I've dropped off Delta, American, Air Force, like name it, name the
This,
company. I've dropped off a pilot that's getting trained there.
but it is United, right?
Yeah, but they have
Okay.
the licensing to do the training that they do there. So as a result, that's where the other companies have to go because, you know.
So make note of that, you guys. When you're looking at plane prices and you're like, man, United's expensive. Maybe it's because their pilots are trained better.
you just said they train other pilots there, though.
Right,
So.
right. But I mean but all that means to me is like Frontier trained you. Okay, now go learn the G-force stuff over there. And then they'll teach you that
Yeah.
one thing right, but did you learn the rest right from Frontier? Because they can't even afford their own G-force center.
Well, even if they could, they don't have the. I think that United has the monopoly on that because like Delta has a training center, but it doesn't specialize in the same way as United. So even Delta pilots go to United.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get to Dallas. I had given up, but I'm trying to go for it. Tony, if I do, I won't be here this Wednesday, but after that I'll be here for every Wednesday. But so we might have to push it a week. But
Yeah, that's fine.
here's what happened is I still don't think I can go, to be honest. But things are falling into place that are making it look a little more feasible. I'm just facing some big hurdles, like the dog, having my dog watched while my son isn't here. He does come back Wednesday and he can watch him from then, but I got nothing Monday, Tuesday. There's a lot of things that I just kind of said, okay, I got a big week. It's suck it up because I'd already paid for the podcast lanyard so that I can get into the conference. I already paid for an Airbnb with Larry and Jason Thierry. And so I'm all paid for. I just got to get there.
So if the dog thing is a problem, I will check with my brother-in-law. He's phenomenal with dogs. He always babysat my parents' dog whenever vacation was coming up where the whole family was going, and he's really good with dogs.
Does he have a dog?
There are there are two dogs, but he doesn't have to necessarily have it at home either. So
Yeah, no,
like
I'll get it covered. I mean, I even have, if that's what it comes down to, I have friends like I have a friend, one of my very best friends that I snowboard with, Jesse Heller. Um, he probably can't, but his older brother I'm also very good friends with, and he lives in Lakewood, and he might go, but he would stay here for Monday, Tuesday till Max got back potentially. So I mean, I'm just kind of the problem is 3 days ago, I just kind of had my moment, of tears, like I'm not going to make it. I paid for this thing. This sucks, or because of the, just because of the car and stuff. And now I'm like, what's up? And so now I got to the place where you guys know how, like, when you have to make a bad decision, you're like, I don't want to miss this. What do I do? And you brainstorm it for like 48 hours. I did all that. I didn't come up with the answers. And I just said, okay, I'm pulling the plug. And once I do that, I get my headspace ready and I start arranging around like it's not happening. I've already done that. So now there's also the rearranging my week if I do it, because I rearranged the week to go with the fact I wasn't going to be going. So it just popped up last minute. There's a lot of hurdles in my way. If I make it, it'll be a miracle. But I'm supposed to be stopping for lunch with Dashing Grandpa. I'm supposed to see Gary on the way back. So this was going to be a cool little loop for me, where I was going to get the conference in, but also see meet Brandon, or I already met him at the conference, but like get to see him in his city and have lunch. I was going to get to see Gary's house if he lets me to the house. You might just say, meet me here. I want you to see my house.
I saw.
Froze. No, Frozen. Come on. Okay, I am switching gears here to a different network. You guys hang tight. Oh no, I'll put this on because I don't want to use yours. Okay, yeah, let me. Oops, whoops, guys. Hold on. I'm just fixing it right now. Okay, let me see. Okay, maybe she'll be back. Hopefully she will. What's up, Roy? How are you? And what's up, Driven Mom? I think I already said hi to you, but I don't know if you just popped in. What's up, Gigaholic Rex? Rex, I liked your video. I know I commented on it. I know you commented back, but yeah, I like the fact that you put that out there. That was good stuff. Let me see what the private chat said. Oh, the Driven Dad. Tony puts in, I see you. Oh, thank you, Roy. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me drop the link again. I had Truth on here, and she was telling us some zombie stories, and I know Seattle well, so I was waiting to get into the nitty gritty of some of it. But it sounds like she has to go back for another trip anyway, because there's a lot of stuff to do in Seattle, you guys. Okay. So there's the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to join, come on in. I don't bite, but Tony does. So
Sure. I was just waiting in Sonic because that's why I was muted.
so okay, well
I got rabies.
nice. You guys, I just put it up in the corner. And then I'm gonna put the other one or the other two. So first, I got to shout out to Moves here real quick, you guys. I won't do any more than go check it out. Movesfinancial.com. I've been writing some articles for them. They now work with 17 gig app platforms that are directly integrated. So you guys go check them out. I know Tony uses them. I don't know how much use he's been using them yet.
Yeah, I've tried every part of it.
And be
They're
honest,
legit.
dude. You know my channel. Be honest. What do you think of it so far?
I mean, I don't use them for my main bank because, and I told them this on my interview that I did with them for research, I guess. They don't have like a transfer out option. So if you have a different account you want to move money to, you have to pretty much go to an ATM and or get cash back somewhere. And then they have like a $400 daily ATM limit.
So I thought he was telling me something about, and I know this, it's not the greatest solution, but this wasn't all when my connection that I work with there. This was the CEO, Matt Spoke. And I've talked with him and I've known him for years. But I thought he told me something about, again, it's a duct tape fix for right now, but I thought he said like Venmo, PayPal, you can kind of duct tape that way to transfer your funds out.
Yeah, maybe you can. I haven't tried linking any of those accounts to that. But that was the main thing for me as far as, but I do transfer all of my gig work into that. I funnel it into there. And when I'm doing like lunch or need a bottle of water or something, I get cash back, or not cash back, stock back on any purchases. So since Uber is my main bulk of income going into moves, I get Uber stock. I'm like at 7/10 of a stock so far.
So that's what I was going over with him. Was I was like, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. Obviously, you don't get one share per day or per 10 hours. Or I said, how micro is it that you're getting, and how can you equate it so that people understand? And I get it. I don't think he wanted to. I don't think he wanted to fully indulge. Well, you only get this because it doesn't. Then it almost sounds like a turnoff, but at the same time, it's not, because if you're going to work these gig apps, you need to take advantage of every little bit of. Again, it's like it's all the residual incomes that we talk about too. Take them.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if it's just a little bit now, who knows what it is in a little bit. But
Well,
I'm curious. What do you get? Like, let's put it into some kind of perspective
for the stock?
with just Uber. Like when you work Uber, let's say, I don't know. I would have to just
right,
shoot
so
from
they
the
just
40
changed
hours or whatever. What does what
Right,
do for you?
It's unlinked to how much I work at Uber now. Like before, it would be like the campaign would be like cash or deposit, whether you do a cash out or like a direct deposit, didn't matter. But you need to deposit from your gig apps $400 by the end of the month, and you'll receive some stock, like whatever, 0.25 of a stock or whatever it was. So I'm up to almost 7/10 of an Uber stock, and
So
mainly doing that. But now it's like you get 25% of your purchase back, or I don't know. Let me check real quick.
I thought you also got, and I mean, I've interviewed him twice. The second time was 5 months ago. And unless it's changed during that time too. And I talked to the other team members because I still write the blog for them and stuff, and I do some promotions. But I thought it was, you got it from working these platforms too. Still.
All right. So the part of working the platforms is what amount of money you deposit from the work you do in those platforms will determine which stock they will purchase for you on your behalf.
However, let me cue in here because I work with moves like a lot of these companies, I sometimes have some insider information, and unless they tell me do not say anything about this, I always put it out there. So let me tell you guys this: they are working on something where, because I said, well, what if somebody doesn't want Uber stock? What if that's all they work, but they hate it? They don't want to own any part of it. And he said that they're coming up with a system. It's actually going to be two options as far as I know, that you can either, or it might even be three, where you can pick 3 stocks, you don't have to work them, or 5 stock or 5 stocks, or you can say the whole 17, or if they add more, however many there are, the full, all the stocks, where you own a percentage of all of them in a basket. That way you can't take a major hit. You can't, if one goes just belly up and loses half its value and you've been putting everything into there, but you've split it amongst Uber, DoorDash, and Instacart. Well, at that point, you're probably broke because all of those suck. But I don't know which ones could you put it in?
Well, they just
There's 17
now.
now.
I think they just now released that anybody who signs into Moves, signs up with an account, can, without applying, earn stock now. But they're currently revamping the app and everything, and that's what partially my interview was about. Does this look like a good thing? Do you know what this means when it says this?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're basically, I believe that's what their goal is to do. They've just got partnerships with, can't remember the name of the company that the stock's held in. Literally, you could sell the stock the instant you get it if you wanted to.
Right. Well, you do need to own a share.
But what I'm saying is they don't require you to keep the money they give you in stock. You can cash it out.
At its wait, so if you earn it, let's say something positive happens for Uber in 3 months. If you earned, let's say 5 shares of Uber at the whatever it's at, $15 to $17, whatever it's at right now, but it goes to 30, you can sell out. I don't know if you can. Can you sell off through Moves? Because my initial conversation was we won't be able to buy you out. You're going to own those shares. You'll have to dump them.
Right. You can sell them, and
Moves, but not
through
Moves though.
Right. Moves has their own shares, but Moves has you set up an account with a third party that would do that transaction.
Are you talking about Blue Mountain Bank or whatever it is?
No, it's a different company. I'll look it up in my email in a minute.
Yeah, I like them, but I like getting this kind of feedback too, because part of anybody who has advertised with me on the website, the podcast, or YouTube or anything, I tell people when they want to advertise, I'm like, just so you know, I don't swear, but I also can't promise I'm going to give you this positive promotion every week. Like, I'm going to speak some truth. And they know me in the community that I do talk to everybody, and I hear a lot of bad too. And I say, I won't be negative, but I'm going to point it out. Otherwise it doesn't look as real as it needs to, because I tell people the truth. And still companies like that. It's pretty crazy. I see that Jackie, hell, Moves don't want them back. So I don't know what happened to you. I would love to hear it though, because again, I have an inside lane to the CEO, to some of the teams and stuff. And so when I send out an email, I can send it out to 4 different people who oversee all the departments. So I know that email got into the CEO and everybody else's hands. So there will be some talk about it. The other thing, Jackie, is that like Tony just did it because you had I would bet that even if you don't have it anymore, they would especially want to talk to you. And I don't know what they paid you, Tony. What'd they pay you? Sounds like Tony's gone rogue or he's been taken hostage. We will give it 5 minutes before we call.
Here we are. Here we are. Sorry, I was looking in my email. $75 for a little less than a half an hour of my time.
Okay. So Jackie, if by chance you wanted to, Moves is looking for people to talk to see what they can do better. And this is the kind of outreach stuff that I love. You know, they're paying you for your time. So they're going to pay you $70. I think it was $70 for an hour. But even my guy Alwyn said it probably we just need to get some questions from you. It won't go the whole hour. But, you know, so it's Tony saying he got paid the 70. He only had to do a half hour worth of questions. You might be a very interesting person to them, and they'll pay you for your time just to tell them what you didn't like. Even if it's all you didn't like everything, they would pay you for that. They are really looking to turn things around. You got to realize, guys, that, you know, think of it this way. Why aren't there 10 moves in the gig economy space? Because banking, gig economy don't go together real well. Banking is hard to start up on its own with a company like Moves, but to integrate and say, yeah, our base is going to be gig workers, that most banks are like, well, we're not interested. You know, it's like, so this took a lot of negotiating to really get to their new bank, Blue Mountain. I know they were with another one. They're based out of Toronto. But I know they were with another bank for a little bit, didn't really work out. Maybe that's when you were with them, or it could be what Tony was talking about being able to get your money out of there. Because I did have my friend Mac in Portland told me the same thing. He said my big problem with Moves is I can't get my money out easily.
Yeah,
obviously you can get your money, but you can't get it out as easy as you'd want. You know, it's too, I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. Maybe it's because they want to have your money in there since they're giving you stock share. And so they're trying to, but I know they're also working on this so that you can get it out. But
it's a similar problem to like Dasher Direct and Lyft Direct and the Uber Green Card or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but you can get your money out of those pretty. I think maybe
you can at least transfer those, but you have to wait still for your money.
Right, but you can put the transfer, and you know that your bank's on the other side. Like you said, you didn't get rid of your primary bank. I think that would be the case with everybody. Maybe some people not. Maybe some people are like, I'll just do everything through Moves. That's fine. Most of us, and I went over this with the CEO. I think most people, he's aware of this, keep their primary bank, and then if they multi-app and work 7 apps, they hook up one app first that maybe they don't use a lot because they're just a little skeptical, like we all are with things, and they just want to see one connect and work right and what it can do, and then they connect other ones, and that's great. I would think that, and I will make sure to bring this up to them, even though I already have, that you guys, the one thing I keep hearing is, because I do, is that this money transfer out. I mean, if it's their money, it should be I know that they're working on it, but it should be priority one for you guys to have a way for them to say, okay, well, I want all that $400 in this bank right now. Because banking community understands that you might need to move money in a millisecond real quick to take care of something. So you should have that ability.
Right. But you have whatever loan with whatever credit union, like you should be able to automatically transfer money to checking accounts wherever you need it.
So Jackie, I just put the link down there. If you want to join, you can do what Tony's doing and do it the weak way and just show the logo, not the video. You can click no video and audio.
Here we are.
Or he's doing it because he has a bad signal though. So when you have a bad signal, I think most of us know this, but to those who don't, when you have a bad signal and you come on a YouTube stream, kill your video because it will help better support the audio. And then you probably won't sound digital static or Bud Sody. So
Yeah, I'm in a
Well,
pretty low grade area for connection.
and also, Chris, what's up, dude? I would, if you're still in here, Chris, even if you just have a couple minutes, because I'm only going to go 2 hours. We're at an hour 30. Because like I said, I got a lot of things to try and juggle to make this trip to Dallas work, because it's not in a few weeks, it's in a few hours. So a lot to juggle, because I'd already put it on the back burner. But Chris, if you are still there, I would be curious to know. I know that you've done your shows. I know you've been doing, the Show Me the Money Club and stuff, and your videos, and a lot of talk about this. But I'd like to know where you stand right now with the upfront pricing, what you think and stuff. Because I've been talking to a lot of people, and it's,
I think
I'm
they gave
actually
us
hearing
a
mixed.
significant pay decrease.
Yeah, but that's what they do. when they
Like,
introduce something new, to not expect a pay decrease is to just be fooling yourself. They don't ever say, hey, we're adding this, and it adds you a ton of money. That's not what happens.
Well, I know they said they're going to lower the pay on like long distance, but they lowered it like a significant amount. Like what I would get for $50 to the airport, I'm getting like 37.
Okay.
So I just don't do that stuff anymore unless I need to go
So
to the airport.
now that it's up front, can you not get into the ticket because it's up front? Because it's up front and they're showing you, can you not get into the ticket and see where how much they made, where all of it went?
I'll have to look in the new way, because before they even did upfront, they changed that process.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm wondering, because honestly, here's my thing, is that I'm not going to diss on them if they did, because if they are showing all the information up front and being fully transparent, they have every right to remove all of that, because it's no business of yours what they make. Just like we've always wanted transparency, it's no business of the driven dads to know how much Uber charges. They're just saying, hey, do you want this? Here's all the details, here's the money, do you want this? And if he says no harm, no foul, because acceptance rate doesn't matter anymore. So
yeah,
if he says yes
for Uber Pro.
yeah, if he says yes, I do want it, and then afterwards he's like, well, that sucked, that's no longer a complaint Tony can have in a public forum or on, because if he says that, it's like, well, you took it, you saw the information, you took it, sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, they are actually at a point where they can say, we don't need to show you any of the breakdown, we don't need to show you what we charge the passenger, you don't. That's how real independent contractorship works. A business charges one company. We'll take construction, they charge the people they're making the apartment housing for, and they say, here, here's the multi-million-dollar bill with all the deets in it of what we'll do. Now they go out and subcontract all those deets, plumbing, HVAC, tucking, what is it, point tuck for brick, like all that gets subcontracted out, and they have to work within their budget. So that's fully their right. Now, some people have argued with me, yeah, but you write a proposal to the contractor and you say, here's my proposal to do this work. That isn't always how independent contractorship works, you guys. And so I'm a true independent contractor. I never write a proposal out for the laser company I work for. I never write a proposal and say, okay, you asked me if I could do this show. I can do this show, but I want this much money. I want this. I want a fourth floor room at the hotel that overlooks the mountains. Like you're not actually able to do that. I'm independent contractor, but I get an offer. Hey, do you want to go do a show for 3 days for Toyota in Anaheim? All your travel and hotel is paid for. Obviously that's a given, but here's what we'll pay you per day. And here's your per diem. That's independent contractorship. It's just a different way of doing it. Right, so when I've heard a lot of people say you need to be able to write your own thing to be IC. No, you don't. I've done enough IC work.
My problem is that they still charge you for the whole transaction on your taxes. So
yeah, that'll
do that. We need to see that.
That'll be interesting, because I mean, who knows how well they'll be trained. But I was joking about this the other day that they added 82,000 IRS
87,000 over the next
87.
decade.
Yeah, but okay, so that's 5 times the amount of border patrol agents we have.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah,
you guys,
I
this
mean,
is ridiculous. Like, and here was my real complaint on it. Guess what? Out of those 87,000, how many do you think of the 1%? How many of the 1% are going to be audited? And then the top 20%, take the other 19%. How many of them do you think are going to be audited? You know who's going to get audited? Mid to low level blue collar workers.
Yeah.
And that's just, to me, that's
Absolutely.
just insane. We live in a country where, yeah, I know
The
that
Pinterest or
the
whatever it's
1%
called.
people know how to do things, how to manipulate, how to abuse the crap out of the tax system. Well, if I were you, I'd send 1,000 agents into the 1% people's homes and dissect it till you find something. Because why go pick on a guy in the blue collar arena who you're going to be like, you owe us $4,000, and that might actually make or break him for a while, might ruin everything he has going. But you can't go hit one of these 1% people real hard, because if you caught 1% person really playing the system and you found that angle, you'd pay for 100,000 of the blue collar people that you're scamming, or 200 or 300,000. So to me, I almost wonder if it's just a threat too. We're hiring 87 over there. Are you? Because I mean, that just sounds to me like, and by that I mean, like, again, not picking sides of the aisle here. Not saying this or this on my political views. I'm an independent, but it seems to me like when they say things like that, reminds me of Uber Autonomous and all these others. Hey, in 10 years we're gonna have 87,000 agents. Okay, so why would that matter to me? That would matter to me because I know right away they're allocating money already based on 87,000, not on the 700 they've hired.
Yeah, absolutely.
To go against our taxes. And so therefore they're, who knows, that they'll even ever hit that number. In 2 years they might abolish it, but yet they're going to tax us hard for that for the next couple of years. So it's like, everybody understands we are all paying for these 87,000 people to be onboarded to the IRS.
Can you hear me?
Your taxes are going to cover their salary, and then they're going to come audit you. So
can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's like just crazy because the United States started because of a revolt on taxes, and now our representatives voted in to put the magnifying glass on the Etsy mom and the garage sale mom.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy that I have up on the screen. I've actually had him on, I believe, 2 podcasts. I won't give away his name, but go check out his channel.
What's the channel? I can't read it.
DS Entertainment Network. The guy lives in Boston, and I'm not going to give away his name, but he has a good grip on what is going on with the Massachusetts laws. He also works in the gig economy, and has since I have. He started in 2014 doing rideshare like I did, or 2015 maybe for him, but he's part-time, and then he is a full-time driver's ed teacher. So
oh yeah, I remember that interview.
Yeah, so that's him. That's his channel, by the way, because a lot of you guys might not have seen that before. In fact, he's even got a wrench. Okay. But so yeah, check him out. He's got a good channel. He's had it going for a while, and he does know his stuff. Like when I've had him on, him and I sync up good because he gets it. He gets all this stuff. So
I just took an Uber X for $17 for 4 miles because I had a $10 sticky surge.
Yeah, see, I'm just let's just get to a place where you're just honest and you take the damn games away. Enough.
Yeah.
It would allow to, but by the way, before I move on, I gotta address his comments. So DS Entertainment Network, I gotta say this. These companies would never all in caps, decrease driver pay because they are so ethical. So a perfect example of a person who's one of us. So go check out his channel.
Right,
Hey,
and then run to the ethical legislators to fix the unethical companies, right?
Yeah, good luck with that. Well, and
I don't know if you
guys,
sensed my sarcasm in that.
Well, right, but guys, I actually do endorse talking to your legislators because I've learned quite a lot from some of the big hitters that I talk to about freelancing, AB5 Pro Act, all this kind of stuff that's going on. That actually you have a lot more voice than you think you do, even as one person, because they don't know how many you represent. So going in alone, if you're thinking, what could this do? It really does scare. Like if you're a constituent of somebody's in their zone, they have to listen to you. They have to. They don't know what's behind you. So, hey, Fire, what's up? How are you?
Yeah, I learned that also through being a homeschool parent too, because they're constantly trying to take that away from us.
Yeah. Mr. Flex, what's going on, buddy? We are just I am trying to get to Dallas. Trying to if I have to
free flex.
Yeah, free flex, free. Wait, flex is freed. Flex is freed.
Keep flex free. Keep
so
flex
Tony,
free.
if after this I have to go out and work a corner for donation, and I won't lie, I won't put any lies up at all, but what corner is the best corner to go have a sign that says, I need to get to Dallas. It's important. I have a house, but you give everybody else money, so just give me some too. That's what my sign would say.
You just actually put your Cash App on your car and drive around, and people are supposed to donate to you.
I know.
You know
but I'm talking about
like those?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't know if you've seen these. These piss me off in Denver, and it's usually as you get downtown. But the people who say, times are tough, I'm having a rough time. I get all that, and you know me, I'm a huge supporter of the Denver Rescue Mission. It's one of the best in the country. They actually train other places that do this kind of stuff. But so I'm all about helping the homeless and all this. But to be honest, guys, I see people out there now who are like in desperate need of money, homeless, had everything taken from you. Same old signs we all see. But then underneath it says, we'll accept bills only.
Yeah, I actually see
you know what?
one guy.
If it's I want to drive by. I have a change. Remember when we did the game show and I showed you guys the change jar?
Yeah.
I want to keep that in my car and pull up to one of those guys and go, "Oh, damn, you only take bills because I have this," and then drive away.
Right.
Just because that's pretty. I gotta say, dude, that's pretty ridiculous. If you're panhandling some money, like those of us in the gig world who bust our asses, we do count every bit of change too. It adds up. So, like to say I only take dollars, well, obviously it must be working because I see a lot of people doing it, but it's pretty sad, dude. Like, because I would imagine you only get dollars anyway. Most people use cards and they don't have a lot of change on them. So, like, is it that big of a deal? I mean, you can't take change. If I have 8 quarters, you don't want them. You'd rather just, if I have $1 bill, you'd rather have that than 8 quarters. To me, that's just mind blowing. Like if you're really homeless and you need money, wouldn't you always take the more money? No matter what denomination it came in? I would. I mean, if somebody offered me $5 in quarters or a dollar bill, I'm going to take the $5 in quarters. I'm not a moron. But I think it's just to tell people to me, it always seems like they're so lazy they don't want to walk up for the change. I'll walk up for a bill. I'm not walking up for change. Well, then maybe, look for a new line of work or a different corner. Because I don't know, asking for bills seems a little too much. We're all struggling. And I donate to the Denver Rescue Mission every year. I've done charity drives for them when I owned the bars. That's the only one I worked with. We did a few every year. We did food drives. I've done a lot of work with them. And, you know, they are a training facility. They're one of the best in the country. And they have told me never, and I mean, we've all kind of probably heard this, but they've told me never, ever, ever give a homeless guy money. Never. Because those are the people who don't optimize the services, even though the services aren't the best sometimes, they still are there. Denver Rescue Mission is a great example, but they still are there. And we need people to optimize those. Like a Denver Rescue Mission, they'll let you stay there for a couple days. They'll give you free clothes to go to a job interview, like donated suits and stuff. So you actually will go looking decent. Like they have straight up told me never, ever. And these are the people who volunteer as a life. This is their life. So they're wanting to do anything they can for the homeless. And they've told me that it only hurts everybody when people give those people money. So, that said, I don't know. Maybe each place is different, but they stand outside panhandling by an establishment that has a sign saying hiring. Well, I mean, honestly, Jackie, a lot of the homeless though do have the problem of, you know, how do they fill out the application? I don't mean like how do they write, but what do you put in the blanks? I mean, honestly, you're probably right now, here and now, today, you're probably right, because anybody will get hired. So as long as you can prove, maybe as long as you have an ID and a social security number or something, you know, you probably can go walk in and get a job. But before the pandemic, that wouldn't have worked. If you're panhandling and you don't have a house and you don't have a, you know, that makes it a lot harder to go in where there's a sign. But I'll say this too: there was a study done in San Francisco in 2002 about a guy who lost his job. He was a banker in San Francisco making six figures. I don't remember exactly what they did, but they showed the year before he quit or was fired exactly what he made the year before at his W-2 job as a bank trader. Now, he went down to Market Street on San Francisco 5 days a week. Again, on the weekends, it's pretty dead, but Market's pretty packed on the weekdays. He went down to Market Street and panhandled from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 5 days a week for the entire year. He made $15,000 more than being a banker. Pretty sad. He had a house. He has a car. He was like parking his Mercedes or whatever he had and then walking over there and panhandling. Come on, guys. Because to me, that's a perfect example. That's somebody who already had made a ton of money, knows how to go get another job, can earn that much money, and he's going to go out and take it. That's why I think places like Denver Rescue Mission say don't give them money, not just because of, well, the few people who might do that kind of thing, but just people. There's just too many scammers out there these days, dude, in everything. You know, there's people looking to play everything these days. There's a friend of mine on Facebook. I use the term friend loosely. Maybe we went to high school together, and we have mutual friends. He posts daily asking for help with money or a place to stay. So yeah. I see people doing that on some of the social platforms as well that I even don't know, and I see them getting money, and I'm very curious by that. Like, dude, what are people doing? Why are you doing this? You know, especially if it's like some guy. Like, how do you know? You know, again, I'll go back to Holly's videos, guys. Go check out Holly's channel. She shed the light on this person who was I'm not going to name a name, but who was scamming. So, I don't know. Check it out. I'm gonna have to switch my camera here because I'm gonna have to go to the bad camera because my battery on my computer is dying. I don't have enough jacks to have the power to, and then I'm gonna go about another 10 minutes and shut this down so I can get this all figured out. Tony, hang tight for 1 minute. There we go. Luckily, it's the time of day. It's overcast, but where I get a decent light in here. Okay. Hey, what's up, John? How are you? I'm here holding my hand out, asking for gig apps for transparency. Well, you got to go to San Francisco to do that, John. You got to go and stand outside the Uber office. I mean, use Joe's example. Put a motorcycle helmet on, a chicken suit, and go jump and kick the Uber doors until they come out trying to arrest you. See what that does. Yeah, Ellen. Okay, so that makes it. We live in Colorado. When I go up to see my mom, this is crazy. When I go up to see my mom in Boulder, the exit I take is the first exit in Boulder, and it's a very known spot for people to be panhandling. And almost every homeless person in Denver has a dog, or in Boulder has a dog. I've seen 2 dogs. I've seen people with 2 dogs asking for money. And I'm like, dude, like, why, I'm just looking at Marissa because she just made that comment. It's not a bad comment. I just thought it was funny that she's sitting 5 feet from me. I'm good. Yeah, don't do what Joe does. I was actually kidding 100%. I mean, I love Joe, but he actually was chased off the premises. If you have not ever seen the video, I don't think it's available now to watch. As far as I know, he took everything down on Lightroom while he's kind of redoing a bunch of things. So I will say this: don't think Joe's gone just yet. He's still around. He's actually, I'm sure he is one of the 21 people watching this right now. But if I say Dark Road Run 3 times back to back, he always comes on the stream within a minute. So Joe, I just said it once because I'm ending in 7 minutes, 7.5. But if I wasn't, I would have done that earlier because I know you're watching. So let's see it. Joe, at least maybe drop a comment in there if you can do it in like 2 or 3 minutes so that nobody knows or whatever. But I want to know if it's right because every time I do, we do the Triple C shows. So, lost Tony. Well, I guess that about does it, you guys. I have, let me see. Wait, first of all, I was waiting till you came back in, random Ryan. So I just Ryan, I just gave you a wrench. So that you can communicate better, share links, things like that. All I ask, guys, is when you have the wrench ability, because as Pedro puts it, whenever he comes in this live room, he's always like, oh my God, it's the blue wrench game. That's because I like all of you guys to have wrenches, because I like you to be able to share links, look up other people's channels, do all that stuff. So, once I know that you're not in here trolling or trying to cause problems, so all I ask is that you don't kick people out, time them out, nothing like that. There's enough mods in here. If it's a straight up troll, there are some snipers in here who are some of the best, so they will get them. But yeah, that gal and others on social media that claim homelessness, I question greatly, especially someone like her that had a full-time job in a car. Oh, so he's talking about what Holly made the videos about, guys. So, especially somebody like her that had a full-time job in a car. Actually, as far as I know, she still has the full-time job, doesn't she? She even, I saw a video recently when Holly sent it to me where she says, I do have a full-time job, but I live out of that was another thing that would confuse me. Nowadays, people need to be more vigilant and skeptical. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Like I've said this before, guys. I can't tell you the amount of times in Michigan that I hitchhiked when I was growing up. So would I would I go do it now? Would I tell, well, I'm honest with my son, but I tell him the difference in the times. But, would I go do that now? No. But I felt very comfortable hitchhiking in Michigan. Like, I just did it a lot. I'd even leaving work. I might hitchhike home or whatever. Obviously, this is way pre-Uber and stuff. As you guys all know, I'm 35, so plus 15. So if you can't do math, I'm 35. If you can, 15.
Hey, Steve, is it raining over by you?
No, but it is by you. I can hear it. Sounds like hail.
Yeah, it's not hail, but it's pretty big drops coming down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, it's not. But so let me see. I haven't hitchhiked since the night. That's probably about right for me too. It was about the 90s. I was because near end of high school age. Same thing here, John. I would hitchhike, but I really, guys, like anytime I did it, it wasn't even like, oh my gosh, I gotta be on my game. We gotta watch this. Like I didn't have a fear of hitchhiking, and I probably should have even then, but I didn't. I just didn't. People were always good. People were in Michigan. People were always looking to help each other out, give each other rides. So Ryan says she quit her job to pursue YouTube, and then obviously this was at the same time. Holly said no, she quit, and then also looked at buying Mercedes van for van life. Oh, she did? Oh my God. Did she say this on a live? Oh, I guess Holly's probably got all that in hers.
Hey, what's up, Watermelon?
Who's Watermelon?
I just picked that up off of Holly's videos.
Okay. Yeah.
The
I saw that
all the
too.
time.
Yeah. But I was wondering if you were calling it to her because she's not one.
No, everybody watching views a watermelon apparently, or like people's.
Don't say that. Not her. If you watch and aren't subscribed to Holly, you're a watermelon.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah.
if you are subscribed and you watch, you're awesome.
Right. And if you don't bring 5 others to subscribe, then she'll unsubscribe you.
Yeah. Don't forget about the inverted pyramid scheme. If you are subscribed to Tony, but you didn't tell 5 other people about Tony, then 10 people plus Tony, which totaling 11, will unsubscribe to you in 48 hours. It's a horrible thing, guys. So do it. So I have nothing against her wanting to do YouTube and make money from platform. I just don't like it when people aren't transparent. I used to do a YouTube arcade videos and had to tell kids not to believe everything they see on YouTube. Well, yeah, clearly. But yeah, so here's something too, right before we finish up. Isn't it weird how, I don't know about you guys, but I have never used the word transparent as much as I have in the last 2 years. I've used the word transparent more than I have my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Except for if you were in school when they had the overhead projectors.
No, I mean, like if you're talking about parent teacher meetings.
No, you know what? They wrote on them with wet erase markers, and then it projected it onto the wall.
Yep.
Those were transparencies.
Steve is behind on the videos. I am behind on the videos. Hopefully I'll be driving to Texas, because when I drove to St. Louis, I got caught up on everybody's. It was great. Like I was so far behind. I was like, and I was able to comment on every one.
30 seconds or less, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's going to go just a little over. I'm just running through the end of these and then I'll sign us off. Well, she abandoned her son. See, I need to watch your videos, Holly. I need to know like how we know all this for sure. Not that I'm doubting you. I just need to know how we learned all the truth behind this woman. That she has the son, or he's 8. I mean, it seems like we know a lot about this lady. I used to work for the railroad as an engineer, and I saw the short. I just haven't seen all the videos that followed, so I need to get on that. So and we got many hitchhikers. Being by the border, most were illegal though. Yeah, so often we bring up the picture of don't forget, guys, that in San Diego they did launch the new Uber pool. I'll probably have to put it in the front. It's
And that's in San Diego, not
oh yeah, here it is. So
San
you guys,
Francisco.
this is the new Uber pool. The only problem with it, well, the biggest problem with it is that it doesn't stop. You just have to run and catch up to it and grab onto a bag, and then they hoist you up. And then when you want to get off, you have to jump. But it does, and it doesn't follow any patterns. It just drives around, and you just jump off at the closest place to your house. But it is free, so if you see this going around your city, jump on, have some fun. That's it. I'll take that down. And I'll put scuba in the background or in the foreground. Wait, I need the background. Here we go. Back to the mic. Get through the comments. And then I got to figure out if this is a possibility for Dallas. Okay. So sour watermelons. That's right. When he was 4 months old, he had a fractured skull and hurt. Holly, are you like a private eye or something? What the hell?
I think there was like some sort of information from
Dad got
somebody
custody.
That's close to her situation that released information.
Oh, Ari says, what you doing, watermelons? Okay, that's where it's from. So you don't want to be a watermelon. If Holly calls you a watermelon, she means that in the worst way.
Yeah. You're going to end up like those watermelons that they put the rubber bands on to see how many it'll take to pop it.
Hey, Tony, I don't think you're able to see the screen right now, but Gigaholic Rex shouted out Tony in my last video.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Rex. I'm a little bit behind on videos, too.
When I was making fun of her, I was saying grapefruit. That's Holly, Cruise and Dasher. Now I know who you're talking about, so everybody's figuring this out. Well, Pedro shout her out in beginning. LOL, and she was blowing up so hard to miss her, even if you don't watch those type of videos. She was blowing up so hard. Maybe not to miss her. I don't know.
It was hard not to miss her, even if you don't subscribe to those kinds.
Okay.
But if you clicked on the link in his description, it automatically filled up your home feed with all the van life people, and she's one of them.
So the watermelon comment has a giveaway, I guess. And then Holly says, I've filled Pedro in. Hey, what's up, Rodney? If you've been in here and you said hi to all of us, I did not see you. What's up? Hope you're having a wonderful day. You need to watch her a bit. I really don't. I need to just watch your videos, Holly. Again, even you said it, I'm behind. I don't need to watch. If your video is exposed that she's a scam, I don't even want to watch it. But I need to catch up on other people's anyway. I remember those. A random guy just posted today. Lycan sometimes with reports about her child. Sad. What up? Hey ho!
What's up, ho?
What's the what? Hey ho! Hey ho! God, what a great name. Court records. Oh, you are. You're like paralegaling it. Okay.
He's got it like the.
Holly has copies of all the court records. She says. That's a hard thought, but true here in South. Fact, I guess, is what you're saying. Oh, probably to the image. I'm a little behind, guys. She did a video in a hotel room. I at least provide a ladder for, right, Rodney? Well, the ladder is those bags. If you saw those bags hanging off the back, you just got to grab one real good.
And people's belts.
Who are we talking about?
The watermelon
Ellen,
girl.
Well, go to Holly's channel and give her some love. By the way, guys, if you didn't catch it earlier in the comments, Holly's channel just blew up. When we were at the gig conference, she was at 52 followers. She's now at 450 something because of these videos. So they caught some of the viral, and good for her. YouTube was pushing her into everyone's feed for some strange reason, and she got 80,000 subscribers in 3 weeks. I don't know. She probably used terms like van life, which is huge, or car life. And people were like, oh, this person lives out. People like to watch other people succeeding living out of their car and failing. So just like YouTube, people like to watch good content that helps you, and they like to watch people just straight up fight with each other and hope that like people get hurt in the process. So all in with Ari, and I wasn't going to say the name, but there it is. That's the channel. All in with Ari. That is her channel. If you want to go check it out. I don't know a ton about it. I only know the short I saw Holly made. I will go watch her other videos. I have never watched her channel, so I'm not weighing in, other than if what Holly put out there is right, what this person is doing is wrong. But again, go check it out, or a lot of you might know. I hate to say it, but if she wasn't pretty, she wouldn't have got half the attention as fast. Okay. Maybe. Ho in the house. That's Rex. What up, Tremaine? Ho!
Like the Kool-Aid guy.
The Janet Jackson lookalike. Hey ho, laughing out loud. Holly, it's all public record. Yeah, I know, but you pulled it all. That's just weird. Yeah, I think
She's
there's a
just trying
lot
to
more
save people from
brains.
getting scammed.
I think there's a lot more brains behind what she's doing, whether it's her own or she has been or people have been helping her. I'll check it out now, Ellen. Her real name is Ronnie Spur. Okay. No, that is 100% right. Ugly girls don't get that attention like that.
What about
Okay.
ugly dudes?
That was Holly, by the way. That is Holly's boldness. Which, by the way, you guys, I met Holly in person.
Emily's in the house.
She's a very beautiful woman, so don't. Emily. Hey, she was here earlier too. It wasn't the number one ho. It was the. God, what did I dub it? And then they kept it too. It was the. Emily, put in there what kind of hoe you are. Please, because I'm ending this, and we all need to know. There's people that are now going to wonder if I end this, and you don't. So please put what I dubbed it, or what I said, and then it was dubbed, and we need that before I can shut this down. And from Arkansas, my birthplace, beautiful area, but I wouldn't want to live there. Okay. Hey, Steve, nice. Okay. Yeah, here's the name. Super Top Golden Hey Ho Ho. That's what
Super Top Golden Hey Ho Ho. That's a mouthful. Hashtag that one.
She did. She hashtagged it. Another channel that does great at breaking down all of her inconsistencies is right there. E-beggars and doom grifters, I guess. Gig workers need to live in car to up the subs. Why not? Bud Soda, I vote for. You know what? You don't even need to do that, guys. Just if you really just want upped subs, and you don't care that they're from the gig economy or whatever, just go buy a car that has no wheels, doesn't run, for $100. Put it on blocks. Put towels up around the windows, make it look super crappy in there, and do all your streams from there. There you go. People will feel bad and they'll give you money. Sad. It goes back to the comment. I can't remember who made it. It might have been you, Ryan, even, who said, really look into these people before you're giving money or feeling for them, unless you're just sure, be careful, guys. I saw that comment earlier, and that is true. Be careful. Yes, she earned the title. I know she did. Hey ho. You know what? Hey ho, Tremaine. Since I named Emily that, I'm going to call you Master Ho. or Homemaster.
I was about to say Homemaster or Master Home.
Homemaster. So Tremaine is the Homemaster.
The super golden Homemaster.
The movie making Homemaster.
Which he knows how to make clickbait titles now.
The clickbait Homemaster. The clickbait bandit Homemaster. Got to get the thumbnails and titles right, though. Okay. Exactly. She probably has an apartment with a boyfriend somewhere. Yeah. Okay, guys. I am shutting the comments down. I'm about to close this, and then I'll just say bye to everybody. What I do want to do is I want to shout. So I had said the other day this too. I'm going to be giving shout outs to the channels I've wanted to help promote just because. And I'm going to get that in a more formatted way where I just plug it real quick, like, Dasher Pass Faith, Bud Soda, John McCallion, Slavic D. But right now, and the Driven Mom. But right now we are focusing on Tony. Tony is he's almost in that golden zone. He's getting very close. If you haven't subscribed to Tony, please do. He is putting out more content than at least since I've known him, than I've ever seen him put out. He's getting his schedule. We have a new collab going on now that starts this week. If not, it'll start the next, but we'll see. It's on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. and you'll want to join us. It's coffee in Colorado. We don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about things, and we'll be live, and you guys can throw stuff out. But it's going to be cool. But let me just say bye to all the.
I'm gonna say bye now because I just picked up a ride. I appreciate everybody jumping in, taking Steve's promos.
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe to Steve while you're at it if you're lurking, not commenting.
Well, if you're lurking, you probably don't want to. So that's okay. Maybe again, one thing I do want to mention though, again, I've said it, this is the third time on this one, but I need to keep saying it. If you guys don't, I've had Bud Soda told me that some people don't come into live chat because they're afraid of too many blue wrenches. Don't be afraid, guys, because I am happy to give those blue wrenches out. In fact, I prefer everybody have them. So as long as you're in the community, we know you, I like to give them out. Let you look up channels, let you share links. It lets you have more of a chat with everybody in the chat. So just all you got to do is just make a comment before I've given you the blue wrench. And then I go back through it and I see if anybody, after it processes, I go and see if anybody was in there that needs a wrench. I give it to them. So I'm very easy about giving those out. I'd like you guys to be able to communicate better. Wish me luck, guys. I need to get to Texas. If I don't, it's not the end of the world though. But this has been in the planning for a year. It's a big deal. It's a big conference. And I'm really looking forward to it if I can make it. I will be meeting some people down there. I'll be meeting, and I already met them at the conference, but I'll be stopping through to have lunch with Dashing Grandpa Brandon. And if I'm able to make this trip, and I will also be seeing Gary Middleton in one direction or another, or he can come down to Dallas or something. We've already talked about this. So bye, Marissa. You're not going anywhere though. So Marissa's saying bye to all you guys, not me. Great live. Thank you. Yes. Oh, please. Thank you, Tremaine. Slap a like on this video. And I want to thank everybody who, I'm going to give a short shout out. I'll make a short to the shout out because this was the first time I'd ever seen it happen. To all of you who put in super chats or super stickers, I really appreciate that, you guys. It's great. I don't ask for them, but if you want to put them in, of course, it helps the cause, helps me to pay for software, things I run, my time, things like that. It's not paying for me to live, but it just helps me out that little bit to help keep this going. So, same thing with Patreon and stuff. So I don't ever push them, but if you feel like you want to, please. But more importantly to me, subscribe and like to this video and this channel. Sunday Funday is always different. My content varies a lot. I am starting to, there are a bunch of playlists on, if you go to Rideshare Rodeo home tab, scroll down to the playlists. I am starting to really build some playlists around all the stuff that I do. So please check it out. Check out the playlist, and by title you'll be able to see something that interests you. Like I've got the round tables in there now, and there's 29 round tables. So I mean, you could just go through and just look at the round tables. You can independent contractor stuff, and all relative to us, Curry, other apps, Uber, Lyft, delivery. There's going to be a category that if you can't find one in there, you must not work in the gig economy, because they got a lot. Thank you for the slap of like. Oh, Tremaine, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Tremaine, don't use super stickers, bro. Use the super chat, because in the super chat you can give a plug. Just saying. I used to do super stickers sometimes too, but the super chat allows you to type a plug-in like, hey, don't miss keep your eye out for the premiere of Simp coming soon from the greatest director of all time, Tremaine Hayhoe. Let's go. By the way, that's Let's Goo. I don't know what goo is. Great live, Steve. CL. Okay, so you guys, even if I do make it to Dallas, I got a lot of lives this week and things going on. And Jason Thierry and I will be streaming from 2 platforms that we never stream from ever. One of them being TikTok. We were talking about doing some short lives. Neither of us have even tried it. So if you see us, if you're on TikTok, I will let it be known when we'll be doing that from the conference, because I see a complete mess coming of this, but we'll see. Steve, add the thank you button for non-live content too. Oh, I thought about that. I don't know. It just felt weird. I'm building slow, dude. Like I don't have anything in the middle. Like I said, you don't have to. I got monetized, but all I got is all I got's commercials at the front right now, and maybe like those little. And on older videos, I put the little banner thing that can go underneath the video. So nothing that's really interfering, because I don't want 30 commercials in a live. So no mid-roll stuff for me. But yeah, I'm working on what it'll be. I just don't want to. Here's the thing. I already said it, but YouTube is going to put that ad in at the start of my videos anyway. And you can skip it after 5 seconds if YouTube does it, or if I do it. But if I don't say, yes, I want to monetize that beginning of an ad from the beginning of all my videos, YouTube's going to still run the ad and not give me anything. So it's going to be run regardless. I am taking my little tiny piece of a fraction of money that they give me for any watch. So really, guys, I've already looked into it. It's not much. I mean, I'll share my numbers with you as they come in. I'll try and be pretty straightforward. As much as I can, at least, unless I see anything that would put anything in jeopardy. Obviously not sharing account numbers or anything, but like I'll share with you guys what I see, because I've been working with sponsors for so long that I'm curious how this monetization really works out for people at the 1,000 sub level like me. Like there's the Pedros or the UDMs or stuff who maybe they get more off theirs, because they've been on longer, they've got more subs. A lot of reasons. They get newbies a lot. This is kind of a lot of us come together and collect here. So, but watch out for Hannibal and my new show tomorrow night. I got 2 lives left for the podcast before I go back to the podcast where it's not live with a co-guest or a co-host, which I've been doing all summer. So tomorrow I have Yost Malone. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. At 9 p.m. Eastern, Hannibal and I are doing the debut launch of Beyond the Gigs. We're going to show you guys ways to earn 3 to 4 times as much money, being independent still, doing the same kind of type of work, but different. It's not going to be delivering food, but we're going to show you gig work where you can earn 3 to 4 times as much. Might not be through an app, might be through a website, but they're all legitimate. We're going to be talking to you one thing at a time. This debut one will be based around the dumpling platform. It will start off with the CEO and founder of Dumpling, Joel Shapiro. He will be on with us for about 20 minutes. And then we'll do a little talk. And then Holly is actually going to join us. And she's been on Dumpling for about a year, and she's going to talk to us as well. So we're going to be really in about an hour 15 dissecting, because a lot of people have been asking, what is dumpling? Like they know what they've heard of it, but they don't get it. We're going to go into that. We're going to get in this, and tomorrow night you should be, tomorrow you should be able to learn enough to make a decision if you even want to give it a try. That's what I'll say. Let's see what else is going on. Thursday on the roundtable, we have Driven Wild, Joe. Now, if you don't know him, watch it. He's an interesting guy for sure, and he's got some good observations. He also has a TikTok channel, pretty funny. I would say check it out. Like most channels, I think the thing on TikTok is to maybe try and get a little piece of content out there, but really it's to make a laugh behind it too. Make sure that people are laughing. That's what people want. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much. And Tremaine as well too. I saw, but I think I put that up. But thank you guys so much for the chats. I appreciate that. And what is this? YouTube Premium is the way to go. No ads and free music. Can't beat it. You know what's weird, Jerry, is that right now I have an iPhone, and Chris, Real Rideshare Stories, and I were talking in a chat a couple weeks ago, and we both have iPhone 13s, and like we're getting premium for free right now. Like I'm not paying anything for it, and I can like minimize the video, open a different app, be in that app, writing emails and watching the video. And I know that's what the Premiere service is, but we're getting it for free. If you have an iPhone right now, it's free. So you guys just know that. And with that said, the keyword today was just dropped by the Driven Dad. This applies to life, guys. Transparent. Gig apps need to be transparent. Jobs need to be transparent. W-2 jobs. People need to be transparent. Everybody needs to be transparent, and everything needs to be transparent, because when transparency isn't there, that means there's lies behind it. So that said, you guys go have a great Sunday. Go do something fun. As Hannibal said, go touch some grass. Go hug a kitten. Go pat a baby's head. I don't know. Go do something. But be safe. Earn smart. Solo moves. Gary'sApps.com. Solo moves. Gary'sApps.com. Get it. Hey, Faith, you came in right at the end. So, hi, Faith. Bye, Faith. Peace, you guys. And I will either be talking from you from Dallas, Oklahoma City, or Denver. I'm not sure. But I will be seeing you this week. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Spend some good into this world.